The bull market has officially begun. That's right. With this break of all-time high, we can now officially say the bull market is here. Everything we've had for these past 2 months may have felt like a bull market, but it wasn't. That was just the beginning. The setup for where all your altcoins wanted to start heading into the actual bull being now. An asset doesn't begin its bull market phase until it clears all-time highs, and with that now being the case, we have some very important things to discuss. Because, ladies and gentlemen, as much fun as it may seem like we're about to have here, there's some formalities that need to be considered. The first thing is price discovery. During price discovery, all bets are off. There is no TA or fundamentals. Bitcoin from this point on can go to $100K or $1 million before you even realize it. Everything and anything is a possibility. Look at the Nvidia chart. Once the old all-time high was cleared in the monthly, this thing teleported up. We quite literally got a vertical accumulation. Bitcoin has now entered that phase, and just take a second to appreciate how similar we are here. I tweeted this comparison on Twitter. Make sure to go follow me there. I'll leave the link in description. But more than just the similarity in parabolic price action between the two, a very important thing I want to highlight is the amount of bars it took from clearing all-time highs to this current top on Nvidia being $974. It took 10 months from clearing highs to our local top. Now Nvidia still is in price discovery, so this doesn't mean this is the all-time high. But if we look at Bitcoin and our clearance of highs, 10 months from now would be January 2025. I bring this up because a fairly important pattern we've seen is that the break of all-time high to the one after took 49 weeks in both previous cycles. Well, 49 weeks from our break of all-time high this cycle would put us at February of 2025. So a bit of confluence there. This possible top would also play into the scenario that the catalyst for this cycle was the ETF approval and not the halving. I don't fully subscribe to this idea, but I also won't fade it. I too have to admit that it does check out. As much as we all love this idea of the halving being the kickstarter of things, there's no concrete evidence to support this. We've already had many different things occur this cycle compared to the last ones, so could this also be one of them? Which, if that is the case, if the catalyst for this cycle was early, does that also mean the top will be early? Which brings me to probably one of the most important decisions you'll make in your life. Will you commit to the left-translated thesis? This idea that everything is occurring the same but just faster, or the super cycle thesis, the idea that everything is occurring the same but just bigger. Both have tons of evidence and arguments in their favor, and not to be the bearer of anxiety, but you have to figure out what your game plan is right now. You won't be able to make these decisions on the spot. Everything will be happening too fast, and you can't be relying on the opinions of others at that time, no matter who they are, not even me, because no one knows what will be right or wrong. To help you make that decision though, I'll give you a couple pieces of information right now. First is have a sell plan. This is literally your last opportunity to make an exit strategy, because if not now, then you'll be a part of those that are just winging it. Go watch my exit strategy video for some guidance on where and how to start, but how I'll keep reiterating, make sure to pick bullish but respectable targets to sell at. This way, regardless of the left-translated or super cycle argument, you'll be getting out at levels and making profits you already anticipated. I'll also say don't get sucked into the noise of others. I'll give you an example. So with Render, one of my bigger altcoin bags, my average entry is well under $1.50, and I'm thinking of taking profits at around $20 to $30, but things are of course subject to change. However, that would secure me well over a 15x on quite a large size trade. But this dude on Twitter tried calling me out on this like it's something bad, the idea that I take profits on Render at $20. This is something you'll see often. If you're a buyer in the bear market, you will be ostracized. You will be made a villain because everyone expects we go lower. And in the bull market, it's the exact same thing. If you're a seller, you are the reason the price of a token is not going up. Like I just said, I was shunned for the idea of making a 15x return. And I'd say in the bull it's even worse, because in the bull we either get individuals buying a bit later or new retail coming in buying at higher prices. So they too also want to make a 15x on an investment, for example. But since their entries are much higher, they then need the price of that asset to get much higher. And so if you tell someone you're selling, that shows them you're comfortable enough to be taking profit. And since they're not at that moment, they feel envy and hatred. You're doing what they want to do. It's like I said, the bull market is a cesspool. I personally hate the bull market, it sucks. The only good thing is obviously realizing your gains. But other than that, it turns your brain to mush. Can Render get to 40, 50, $100? Yes, absolutely. But what's that got to do with me? Move separate from the herd when it comes to all your crypto investments, and you know you're doing something right. With taking profits, what I'd also like to say is once you have size, it will change your life. If you can walk away with 6 figures, I'd be taking that into serious consideration. The way the crypto space is developing, I truly feel in today's world you can comfortably retire with even 500k. DeFi is a real use case. Don't ever let anyone tell you otherwise. Yes, we still have a long ways to go, but remember just how young this sector is. It's barely even been 5 years. We've had the inflationary tokenomics arc giving hundreds of percent, which ended horribly. We had the under-collateralized stable coins giving 20%, which ended even worse. But it has been progressing. I don't think we're going backwards. And the idea of real yield and these different LP tokens looks quite promising. And so what I'm trying to get to is this. I feel quite confident that perhaps maybe even in a couple years, there'll be some pretty legit applications giving 10, 20, maybe even 30% APRs, which if that is the case, and you have the chance to walk away with 2, 3, 4, 500,000 where at the same time the markets are looking a bit toppy, maybe securing those life-changing funds is not the worst idea. After the bull run, I will be making a bunch of content on these DeFi plays, so make sure to stick around for that, and much more to come by hitting that sub button. To summarize, the bull has started. This period sucks. Let Bitcoin finish its move up and for Bitcoin dominance to do its thing. Some of your altcoins like Kaspa, RNDR, TAO, akash, Arweave, and RUNE, WorldCoin, and more appear to be in absolutely fantastic positions. Others have been lagging quite a bit and seem to be in worse off positions. A lot can occur from here. You will likely at some point end up a villain, but that's okay. And most importantly, have a sell plan, because this time is in fact different. And I know I may be hiding my face, and I kind of don't know what happens with this channel in the long term, because if you're unaware, I am kind of just doing this for fun. But from the bottom of my heart, I truly do wish you all the best of luck these next 6 to 18 months. To buy or trade crypto, sign up to an exchange with link in description for cheap fees and big bonuses. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you all soon.